Well, it's finally happening, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Isle Studios have just announced the release date for its fast-paced, movement-based arena shooter, Leap, coming to us in early access on the 1st of June 2022. That's not long to wait. This has been a game that I've had the pleasure of playing in a closed playtest only a couple of weeks ago, and I've been keeping a very keen and eager eye on it for even longer. So to be saying those words here in a video today, man am I keen. Stay tuned because, well, you can get into the game even earlier than the release date. G'day there once again viewers, your mate Kamikaze78 here, and today we're going to be going over everything you need to know in the lead up to Leap's launch, including playing it even earlier. So yeah, just to repeat one more time, gang, the game is launching into early access on the 1st of June. No more requesting access for playtests, nothing of the sort. The game is coming out, and it's not that far away at all. Now, for those who don't know and haven't really had a chance to see this game yet, Leap is a brand new movement-heavy arena shooter that takes on board a very skill-based approach to its gameplay. It really encourages you to grow as a player by utilizing the tools and the maps the game gives you to sort of mold it into your personal playground. Of course, being good at this game involves knowing how to shoot your weapons, but you also have constant access to things like grapple hooks, dashes, abilities, double jumps, personal vehicles, the works, all of which are tools in your arsenal that let you traverse the maps that the developers have carefully crafted in creative ways to either escape or turn engagements in your favor. If you missed it, we did a full video talking about Leap and all of my observations that came out of the most recent playtest. So if you want to check up with all that, then the card on the top left of your screen is there to click and take you right to that video. But the long and short of it is that if you like freedom of movement that comes from games like Titanfall 2, with gunplay that sports a longer time to kills that gives you room for counterplay options, then this game is for you. I truly can't understate how much friggin' fun this game was in the playtest I attended, and there is just no denying that I'll be sinking too many hours into this game when it launches. Hell, this may be even a game where, if it were to release a competitive mode, I'd be really into it and sort of pursuing that competitive playtest. But anyway, I could sit here telling you all day about how much fun the game is going to be and how much I like it and its core concept, but you don't need to take my word for it. This weekend, prior to the launch, there is going to be an open beta where you can come and check out the game for yourself. The beta is going to be commencing on the 20th of May, starting at 1 PM Eastern Standard Time, and ending at 9 PM Eastern Standard Time on the 22nd of May. So that's a couple of days to get in there and work out how the game plays for you and whether or not it's going to work for your playstyle and your needs out of a first-person shooter. At this stage, I'm not entirely sure as to whether or not the early access of this game is set to be free to play, but if not, then this is going to be a great opportunity to get in there and get a feel for the game and see if it's something that you'll be interested in spending some dosh on. In order to get access to the open beta this weekend, all you need to do is head on over to the Leap Steam page, which I have linked in the description down below, and request access. And that's it really, it's as simple as that. We're going to be streaming the game pretty extensively right here on YouTube as the open beta goes live over the weekend, so make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with us, and well, come hang out with us in the live stream. If we've got enough interest, we may very well try and populate one of the Leap playtest servers ourselves and, you know, get a bit of a community game going. I'd love to have you guys hang out and see if we can just shoot the hell out of each other for a while. I also plan on releasing a ton of content for the game, such as guides, so if that's something that interests you, then I also recommend sticking around. But I figured that as we find ourselves nearing the release of Leap and even closer to this open beta, I would give any potential budding new players some advice when first getting into Leap as to how to play the game. Because in my last video covering the game, there were a lot of comments of people saying that they really wanted to give the game a go, but they didn't know about it, or they just simply missed the playtest window. So I know you guys are out there. This part's for you. And on the other hand, if you're a Leap aficionado and you've been to all the playtests so far, then drop a comment down below with some tips for new players on how to get into the game. I'm sure people would really appreciate that. The first big tip I can give when it comes to playing the game and getting into its pacing is to, well, never just run around. This game gives you one of the most extensive ecosystems of movement abilities that I've seen in a long time in first-person shooter gaming, with the only real thing it's missing is sliding. So it's criminal not to use them. The movement abilities in this game is what set good and still learning players apart. Take a look around the maps and try to think creatively as to how you can use your grapple hook to close gaps or throw enemies off if you're being pursued, stuff like that. This is one of those games where being caught out in the open doesn't necessarily mean instant death if you can move properly and creatively. In the same light though, don't just throw in the towel just because you didn't get the first shot off in an engagement. This game's time to kill means that you can very quickly turn the fight in your favor with better aim, such as going for headshots, and with some snappy movement. And also, never feel like you need to finish an engagement just because you started it. Things admittedly can go wrong, we all have potato aim from time to time, and making use of nearby cover to break lines of sight is pretty much always an option thanks to the fact that, well, this game doesn't adopt the blitzing time to kill mentality that a lot of other games do nowadays, such as Call of Duty. Just because someone shot you first doesn't mean you're necessarily going to die instantly. There are typically always options for counterplay in this game, and the sooner you grasp that, the sooner you're going to be able to play the game really creatively and turn engagements in your favor. Now, I would also recommend that as you are getting started with the game, start by learning with the Pathfinder exosuit. It's the most quote-unquote well-rounded exosuit, and it will give you the opportunity to learn the game with some pretty adaptable weapons and kit, as well as having a nice middle-of-the-road balance approach for health and movement stats. I saw a lot of newer players in the last playtest gravitate to the Wraith exosuit because, well, having the ability to cloak and use a sniper rifle is something that's pretty attractive to a lot of first-person shooter players. But I think the Pathfinder teaches you a bit more about leveraging movement in the game with its playstyle, which by nature gives you more exposure to the movement side of the game and therefore gives you a better means to counter enemies using that movement against you. I'm a big believer in learning by exposure, so I recommend sticking with Pathfinder just for your first few couple of games, just to get the hang of things, and then you can move on to the more specialized roles that tailor to a certain playstyle as you start understanding what's going on. But that's sort of everything I wanted to cover in this video, guys. Mainly a news piece giving you guys an update on the fact that yes, Leap now has a release date, and it also has an open beta kicking off that you can come and try the game out for free during. And I also wanted to give a couple of really surface level tips and tricks for players who are just getting into the game, just to, help them with those first few matches and hopefully get hooked on the game like I have been. I plan on doing a very extensive guide for many aspects of the game as it launches, so make sure you subscribe for that if you are interested. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to back in the like button. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. As always, my social media links can also be found down below for you guys to come hang out with me as well. And if you want to support the channel further, guys, consider a channel membership by hitting the join button down below. It goes a long way in helping us continue to grow as a content creator and continue investing some more into this channel. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.